Hello, this is this is Mad Cat, the angry egalitarian that discusses this and that. Today we'll be looking at the civil guard in Spain and the gender domestic violence issues they had. And remember, feminist research study is neither researched nor should it be studied. All right. So it appears yesterday, the civil guard, which has been explained to me as like the equivalence of the FBI, but not exactly, in Spain, released a tweet talking about gendered violence, and there was a negative reaction to it. So let's find out what that was all about. Let me go ahead and do my screen share. All right, so before I get started, I'm just going to shill real quick. This is my crowdfunding. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a link down below. I've raised $350 so far. Still got 30 days left. And what this is about is that I'm disabled. I can't work. I really wish I could work. Believe me, my life would be a lot easier. But since I can't work, I want to try a career at writing because it is a job where I can control how often I take breaks, set my own schedule. I don't have deadlines, but I want to try to make my career as a full-time writer. I'm an independent publisher. I have a couple of books on the market already, but you need money to make money. I need like professional editors. I need professional artists to do cover designs. So that's what this is all about. I'm going to stop shilling, but if you get a chance, please leave a comment. Please follow the link below. All right, so this is one of the articles that we'll be discussing today. Now, as you can tell, let me put it in Spanish. The original article's in Spanish. Now, I'm going to leave it in Spanish while we look at this. I'll be looking at the translated version of it. I'm doing that so if anyone out there speaks Spanish, they can tell me later if I got something incorrect. Now, I've taken Spanish in high school. I pretty much failed it. I didn't really get a whole lot from it. I don't think I really have the mind to learn a new language, but I know English well enough that I can understand broken English. And when you translate something with Google, you pretty much get broken English. So that's why I'm leaving this up in Spanish so you can get an idea of, well, for those who actually can speak Spanish, what this is all about. So let's go here. Now, I've actually archived this because this is muy importante. See, I already suck at Spanish. So this was the post that they had, and they were basically saying that they're having a zero tolerance to domestic violence. They wanted to raise awareness for it. Now, the poster on the left basically says that if you hurt a woman, you stop being a man. The one on the right says pretty much the same thing, but opposite. If you hurt a man, you stop being a woman. And then it basically says that it has a zero tolerance and you should report it. Now, this post, which came out yesterday, was had a lot of mixed reactions. Now, many of these tweets, which I've translated, are actually in support of it, but many others are against it. So I'll try to go over a couple of these when I get the chance. But let's go ahead and take a look at the article itself. La Guardia Civil en el Centro de las Críticas tras un. I'm going to stop because I'm probably insulting someone somewhere with my bad understanding of Spanish. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up my notes. Basically, it says the civil guard in the center of criticism after an unfortunate tweet. So let me pull up my notes real quick. Not those. It's giving me some trouble. There we go. All right. So I've had to like translate this and then rewrite it so I can understand it. But basically, so let's go ahead and get started. So, on April 1st, 2015, the Civil Guard basically posted this tweet here. And a basic translation of it says that abuse in all forms and variants will have a zero tolerance. It says a little bit more than that, but that was basically the gist of what they're saying. Showing a man and a woman. Now, this seems fair, right? I mean, we're showing that men and women can become victims of domestic violence, and that men and women can both be abusers of domestic violence. And, you know, feminists are always saying that it's about equality, getting men and women to be equal. Feminists are always saying, oh, well, you just need to look up the dictionary definition of it. And, you know, to the dictionary definition, this is equality. It's putting men and women on the same level, saying domestic violence is bad, whether you're a man or a woman, whether the abuser is a man or a woman. It's bad, and we should raise awareness about it. It almost seems like the feminist wet dream that men and women are being put together, at least by the dictionary definition. And funny enough, it's a police organization that's saying this, saying that domestic violence happens between men and women. I mean, this should be a celebration. Everyone, everywhere should be celebrating that some official organization is actually recognizing that domestic violence happens between men and women. Except they're not. Feminists are outraged by this. Any surprise there, anyone? I don't think feminists know how to be happy. They can't even take a little thing like this that actually puts them on equal footing with everyone else. They can't have that. No, 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 no. Why? Because they don't actually want equality. No, what they want is superiority. I mean, equality means being treated like a man. They don't want that. They want to maintain the privilege they have as women, obtain the privilege they think men have, and take none of the responsibility or hate that men endure. The violence against men, they don't want that, but they'll have you believe that it doesn't exist, and then have you believe that female gendered violence is the only kind of gendered violence there is, that it's a lot worse than it actually is, and if you speak out against it, you're a misogynist. But therefore, equality. So this article was written by a feminist, Maria Hernandez, from Madrid, I guess. And it looks like this was an updated article. I'm not sure. But anyways, now she initially said right about here that it seemed like it was just a joke, that was a poorly taken joke. Now, the main problem that she seems to have, and that many people seem to have, and let's go back and take a look at the poster so you can understand this. This poster right here on the right, on the left with the man, was a poster from the Ministry of Equality in 2008. Actually, let me get the other poster here so you can take a full look at them. Okay, so the one on the left was done in 2008 by the Ministry of Equality. The one on the right was not done by them, and it looks like it was done by the Civil Guard, and looks like it was done in Photoshop. You can actually denote the difference in quality. You'll note the wording, how it's pixelized. Looks like they used a JPEG image. The difference in quality of people as far as the image goes. So one looks Photoshop, one looks professionally done. And it seems that the main problem that feminists are having is that the one on the right is a fake. That's their problem. It's fake. How dare you use a fake campaign to state that women abuse men? That's just wrong. You know, you can't use a fake one. You have to go out and make an official one. And then we'll find it wrong because we don't think that the premise is true. I mean, have you not heard of fucking internet memes, feminists? Oh, because an official organization puts something out, it has to be officially done? There are fucking memes all over the fucking place on Twitter and Tumblr. You're not arguing against those, are you? You're not going after the ones for men's rights and saying, well, this isn't an officially done meme. This needs to be an official campaign by an organization. So it's complete bullshit. You're not doing that. But you're attacking simply on the basis that this is a fake to hide the fact that you don't think that female gendered violence against men doesn't exist, or it's not as bad as it seems. But her true colors and many other true colors actually come out in this article. So let us continue. So, and you know, I'm thinking of that scene in DS9 where the Romulan senator or ambassador or whatever comes to the station, and they try to convince them that the Dominion is going to attack Romulus and have a data rod that shows it, and then he's like, "It's a fake." That's what I'm thinking of when I read this. So she goes on to say in the next few paragraphs here that the PSOE, well, first she says that everyone was displeased by this, which is not true. Many people were actually quite happy by this, not just me or other people I know, but people in Twitter. But she goes on to say that the PSOE, which stands for the Partido Socialista Obrero Español, which actually stands for the Spanish Socialist Workers' Party, will require the Civil Guard to be educated on gendered violence, on what it actually is. Oh, sure. I'm sure I know what that is. Men hurt women. That's domestic violence. Women hurting men, that's self-defense. Learn that and only arrest men. And if a man claims he has been hurt by a woman, arrest the man, because he most likely perpetrated. He had it coming. And, you know, it's for her protection, because if she did hurt him, he will retaliate, and he can do a lot more damage to her than she can do to him. Because that's the way it is in America. I mean, I'm sure that women can only be victims of domestic violence is the education they want to give. All right. So, yeah, they're also angry about this little sticker up top. Well, there was a PSOE article. Okay, so here we go. So Marisa Soleto of the Women's Foundation notes that such a tweet undermines the efforts of government, associations, and agencies dedicated to eradicating violence against women. Okay, I don't like that there's violence against anyone. Violence against men, violence against women. Both, in my opinion, are equally as bad. However, there can never be such thing as eradication of violence. Violence is always going to exist. We can try to reduce it as much as possible, remove the things that trigger violence, that cause violence as much as we can, but there will be no such thing as eradicating it. And the idea that something like this prevents the eradication of violence against women because it says that women are capable of violence as well as men. Have you not realized that lesbians can be victims of domestic violence? And because feminists don't believe that women can harm anyone, especially women, it goes unnoticed. Her specific quote that she says essentially, and again, I'm trying to translate this so it doesn't come out exactly right, but she basically says that equating both aggression is a way to minimize gendered violence. It's the basic gist of what she's saying. Then we've got Elena Valenciano, president of the Human Rights Commission of the European Parliament, states that equating violence against women who are beaten and killed with the abuse that some men suffer, that's outrageous. Yeah, you can see it here in the quotes. And it's like some of the violence they receive. Oh my God, you people are fucking morons. This is why people fucking hate you, feminists. A statement like that, oh, well, the abuse and violence that women receive is far worse than anything a man might receive, and this gives the wrong impression that women can actually hurt men. We need to quickly erase this. This is fucking why people fucking hate you fucking stupid cunts. Oh my fucking God. How can you fucking say that to the public and not realize you said something fucking stupid? Oh my fucking God. You don't see the problem in what you're saying? Well, the violence that women suffer is far worse than what some men may suffer. You fucking stupid cunt. I said that. Cunt. You are a fucking cunt. If you can go around and say this and don't see the hypocrisy of your fucking statement, you are a fucking cunt. This is what we're fighting against. Stupid cunts like this, men and women of the men's rights movement, is fighting against this intolerance. And this is what we have to deal with. This is what's in fucking power. Now, yes, women do suffer violence. Women do need protection. But at the same time, men suffer violence. Men need protection. That's what the law is for, to give protection to both. And if you create an agency for one, you need to create it for the other. Now, it might be possible that women suffer it more than men. That might be possible. The problem with that is we've never gotten a true study to actually analyze it. Because, as I said, Feminist research study should neither is neither research nor should be studied because it is completely biased. It's trying to state a threat narrative that women are abused by men, and not even entertain the suggestion that men are abused by women. You know, if you swapped her words around and it's like equating violence against men who are beaten and killed with the abuse that some women suffer, that's outrageous. That would be such an offensive remark. I mean, she would be skinned alive. She would be thrown out of office for saying something like that. But it's okay for men. Okay, so let's scroll down a bit. So this right here is basically saying, well, this next section is basically saying that the civil guard didn't want to remove the tweet, but eventually they did 18 hours after the tweet was made. They also gave a public apology. Reminds anyone of Shirtgate? Now, the thing is that a lot of people are upset that it took them so long to do it, that somehow they're against Spain for taking so long to do it. 18 hours. 18 motherfucking hours is too long for you, you impatient twits? Seriously, you can't wait 18 hours. It's not like it was a week, not like it was a month, not like it was motherfucking 10 years. 18 fucking hours. You can't wait 18 fucking hours for them to do something. I don't know. Maybe the person who does the tweet went home soon after, went to bed, woke up. Oh shit, I'm getting an order to do this and I'm the only one who can do it. Now, I'm sure it's not like that, but you can't wait 18 fucking hours and somehow them waiting fucking 18 hours is somehow against the society of Spain. My God, you're acting like a child. I want it now, 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 now. Oh, okay, we'll get to it as soon as we can. No, I want it now. I want it now, 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 now. Okay, we'll go ahead and do it. Oh, okay, it's done. No, you should have done it sooner. You don't love me. That's basically what it is. They give in to the demands, but it takes them a little bit of time to finally back down from their position, and they could only last 18 hours before I'm sure someone higher up basically ordered them to do it. And your complaint is they didn't do it soon enough? Would you have complained about that if it took them 10 minutes to fucking do it? My God, there are some tweets out there that are still out there that are offensive to you fucking feminists. Are you out there complaining about that? No, you just moved on to the next thing. And you moved on to this, and then you complain, oh, it took them 18 hours. Oh, no, this is the end of society. I feel so triggered. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. It took them 18 hours. Wait for it. You are fucking cunts. Your complaint, first off, is that it's a fake ad. Then you complain that it took them 18 hours. Why don't you grow some testicles and actually say what your problem is? That you don't agree with the message that is out there. Why don't you actually come out and say it and say that you think that this is complete bullshit and that women are incapable of violence against men and that it's an issue that should not even be investigated, instead of dancing around the issue like you had. Oh, well, we're going to re-educate them. You know, at least if you had some fucking cojones and actually said, well, this is what we actually are going to do, I'd have a little bit of respect for you. Not much, but a little bit more than I have now. And said, well, that's actually a fake, so you should take it down. Oh my God, it took you 18 hours to do that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Ah. So I tried to translate a couple of these tweets, and I looked at this Miguel Lorente, and he actually had quite a bit to say beyond this one post. So let me go ahead and translate more or less what he said. Women's identity is not built on violence to men. Okay, well, the same could be said about men's identity is not built on the violence to women, but that's basically what you're saying. To equate domestic violence with other violence acts is to deny domestic violence what it is. No, it's not. It's violence. It's in the general category of violence, and then it's broken up into the specific type of violence that it is, you fucking moron. If one looks at traffic accident and says, it's like looking at traffic accidents and saying that all accidents are the same. No, it's, well, let me finish what he says. Work accidents are important, but much different than those of traffic. Domestic violence is very different from other violence. So basically what he's saying is that the violence that men receive is vastly different than the domestic violence that women receive. And because of these differences, we shouldn't equate them. So to say that women abusing men is not the same thing as men abusing women. I smell a white knight. Are you getting any pussy from that feminist you're trying to kiss up to? I hope you are, because, you know, to say bullshit like this, I hope you're at least getting a little bit something on the side there, you desperate fuck. I mean, your argument is saying, oh, well, that's like saying that all violence is the same, and, you know, traffic accidents and work accidents are completely different from each other. They're different, but not completely. I mean, you know, one of the things my last doctor thought was I was in a traffic accident, and I was actually in a work accident. He thought my head got injured when I was in a, well, he thought that my head got injured in a car accident, which is a common problem in car accidents to get post-concussion syndrome. Mine occurred in a work environment, nowhere near a car. So, yeah, they're technically different, but there are similarities. However, domestic violence between men and women are actually quite the same. There are key differences, yes, but not so different that we can't put them together and say domestic violence is a problem, whether you're a man or a woman. So, I mean, all this is just really moving the goalposts of saying, well, we need to change the definitions of things and make them so separate from each other. And then as we're redefining them, we'll say that men really are not victims so much as it's a minor annoyance, but we could just go ahead and ignore them, but focus on the women, because whenever a woman is stared at for too long, it's domestic violence. Anytime a man opens his legs wide open, it's domestic violence. Anytime a man has consensual sex with a woman, it's domestic violence. Everything that a man does to a woman is domestic violence. And I know because I'm a man and I domestically violate women all the fucking time. You stupid, stupid fucking asshole. You're actually defending women hurting men. That is what you're fucking doing. You're supporting the threat narrative that women cannot be abusers of domestic violence. Are you a victim yourself? You know, there is help you can get. You can go to a Voice for Men forums and talk about your issues there, and people can try to help you if your wife or girlfriend is abusing you. You don't have to do what she says just because she says it. You do have rights. It may not seem like you do because this is a feminist-dominated society, but you do. So that's the only thing I could possibly see. Either you're just trying to get laid and will say anything to get into a girl's pants, or you're a victim of domestic violence. Because anyone with a brain cell can see the problem in a statement like that, you fucking moron. Oh, not all violence is the same. So let's go ahead and scroll down. So this chick, not even going to try to say that name, but she says, do the civil defense still believe this? They have no respect for the victims. Oh, so because they say that women are capable of being abusers to men, they have no respect for women as victims. No, I'm pretty sure they're saying that if you hurt another person, it is against the law. We're going to arrest you. We're going to prosecute you. I don't care if you're a man and a woman, you're going to face consequences to your actions. But the fact that they say that a woman could possibly be an abuser, that doesn't respect women at all. Women are victims. And if a woman is attacking a man, the man has it coming. She's defending herself. Don't you understand? Women can never be the abusers. So the apology, let me scroll down to that. Here's the apology that the Civil Guard gave. And basically they're saying, we apologize for the incorrect use of a fake poster in a tweet against domestic violence. We simply wanted to encourage people reporting it. Although Mary here lets us know that they tried to do the same thing back on February 22nd. No one really seemed to catch on to that. I don't really know. And then there's some bullshit reports that like 12.5% of women are victims of domestic violence every year, which I believe, if I do my math correctly, that's like a 1 in 8 figure. I don't know Spain personally, but from what I've seen of statistics around the world, that's a bit too high. So let me go through some of these tweets here. So this tweet's actually been deleted. This was a cached tweet that I put onto archive today. So like Carolina Fernandez here, she was saying that the only bad thing about this is that the poster on the right doesn't seem to be a real campaign. And that seems like it's a positive support that, you know, if it was an actual campaign, she'd be okay with it. But I really don't know if that's the case or not. Someone can let me know. Gabriel Farrell here said that, well, gave congratulations to them against abuse of all men and women, and all people deserve the same human rights, which I agree with. Kudos to you. Our next person, Nicholas. Is he the same person I had? No, he wasn't. Okay. So Nicholas, in his 2 posts here, basically said that violence against women is a crime of domestic violence. An error of this tweet is that a sign is not an official resource of the Ministry of Health. Fatal error to compare both abuses to the same standard. Yeah. Next is Nina. And she basically says, how many women are the abusers? Have you taken a blow to your head? I'm blown away. They have to call us savages or else they're not happy. We're not saying this just because we want to be happy with ourselves, you stupid cunt. We're saying this because it's true, because it actually happens. Oh, but because you don't want to believe it actually happens, then you have to look at it as, well, they're just calling women savages just so they could be happy about the way they abuse women. They're doing this to feel better about themselves. Okay, you stupid feminists. Not everyone is concerned about their feels. Not everyone puts their feels above logic and reason like you stupid feminists do. We're actually using facts. We're actually using information that is out there. It is out there that shows the truth. But you can only look at it as, well, I'm not a violent person, so all women are not violent people. And I'm going to fucking hurt a person who says that they are. They just have to call us savages. They have to put us down so they can feel better about themselves. Because that's exactly what you would fucking do, isn't it? You would fucking put everyone down just to make yourself feel better, you fat piece of shit. You're a fatty, aren't you? Fatty, fatty, fat, fat. And you hate all the skinny girls in the schoolyard, so you have to call them sluts and skanks so you can feel better that you're somehow morally superior. And that's all this really is. And in fact, you're insulting them to make yourself feel better. Well, they said that I'm capable of committing domestic violence. Well, they're just calling me a savage so they can feel better about themselves. Oh, that makes me feel so much better about myself. Okay, and the last one, is it on the, yeah, here it is. Alice CB. This campaign is shameful. How many men have been murdered by their wives in 2014? Okay, this is a good example of moving the goalpost. Because this is talking about domestic violence. This is not talking about homicide. There's a difference between domestic violence and homicide. But now he's trying to say, oh, well, you know, how many men have been murdered by their wives? Oh, it's a low amount. So why should we believe that women are capable of violence if women don't kill their husbands all that often? If more men kill their wives than wives kill their husbands. I see through you, you stupid prick. And I assume you're a guy, but correct me if I'm wrong. This has nothing to do with murder. Okay, maybe a murder plays parts in some domestic violence issues, but I guarantee you that if a murder occurred, it no longer becomes an issue of domestic violence, it becomes an issue of homicide. Different people will be looking into that. Maybe they'll look into the domestic violence to try to establish motive, but the main issue there would be someone's fucking dead and they want to do something about it. Oh, how many men are killed by their wives? Oh, not that many? Well, see, that's proof that domestic violence is bullshit. Oh, do you look at yourself in the mirror and think, wow, I'm a really smart guy? Because let me tell you, you're not. I see through what you're trying to do. You might be thinking, ha ha ha, I'll throw in this little tidbit and they can't argue against it and I win. Well, guess what, you stupid fucking moron? I can argue against it. You're trying to shift the goalpost to something that somehow proves your point when it actually doesn't. That's like me saying that traffic accidents don't happen because how many traffic accidents involve a scooter? Oh, not that many? Well, I guess that means traffic accidents don't happen then. This is the problem that we're seeing. That an organization, a police organization, is trying to do the right thing, trying to raise awareness of domestic violence, not just for women, not just for men, but both of them, that both can be victims, both can be the abusers. This is a good thing. This is what feminists should be fighting for. This is what the men's rights movement is fighting for. And yet, because it doesn't honor feminists' need to be superior than men, to take over men, it has a problem. And this is the problem of feminism. You know, all you feminists out there, you could be like, well, feminists really do care about men and we support the issues that men have. Then go against this. If you really believe that men deserve equal rights to women and women to men, then you need to publicly come out and say that you support what this police organization did. You need to fight against these stupid feminist cunts that got an organization to apologize for doing something right. You know, if you want to impress me, that's something you can do. Speak out against these ministers and these politicians and these organizations that tried to shame this organization for doing the right fucking thing. Putting men and women on the same level and treating them equally and saying that there's a zero tolerance policy of anyone committing domestic violence, whether you're a man or a woman. It doesn't undermine the victims. If anything, it protects the victims. It encourages people to report incidents. But oh no, you're not going to do that, are you? You're going to say, well, I agree, it's bad, but I'm not actually going to do anything. That's someone else's problem. And this is the problem. I'll speak up against it. I'll publicly state that I support this campaign and that I don't think that they should have come down on this. Any man who says this is just a stupid prick who's trying to get laid, and any woman who's against this is a self-victimizing cunt who just wants to feel the feels of being superior to men while pretending to be a victim to men. Yes, domestic violence happens to women, but at the same time, domestic violence happens to men. At least in America, if a man calls to the police and says, my wife is beating me up, they'll come and arrest him. Because all she has to say is, well, he hit me first, so I was defending myself. Okay, sir, you're arrested. Wait, I didn't touch her at all. And that's justice. That's equality in this fucking country. And this is what we're fighting against. But women will have you believe that women are incapable of domestic violence. There are reports everywhere in the world of women committing violence against men, violence committed against children. But those go ignored. Those are the exceptions. But all men are rapists. Now, I wish I could have gotten more information on this. There was just a lot of limited sources on this. Also, because it's in Spanish, there is a little bit that, you know, I can't really exactly translate out very well, but I think I got the gist of it. I think I got, you know, really what was going on with this. And this is sad. This is just an example of how bad our society is. Not just in America, not in Canada, not in Mexico, but in Europe, in Spain specifically, but across the world. That if we even try to say that men can be victims, we are going to be tarred and feathered. We're going to be social outcasts. We're going to be attacked for saying that men could potentially be victims of women. Well, that's the worst thing you could ever say. To ever say that a woman is capable of something. And if a woman is doing something bad, the man deserves it. I mean, check out the episode of What Would You Do, where they had a woman beating up a man, and most people just walked by and did nothing. And when asked about it, they're like, well, I just assumed that he cheated on her or he did something to deserve it. But when the reverse happened, when it was a man abusing a woman, you better believe everyone got involved. There was also the other video where, what was it? I forget the organization that did it, but they basically did the same thing. And yeah, the moment a man abused a woman, everyone got up and was like, no, sir, you have to stop. You have to stop doing this. But when it was happening to a man, a woman abusing a man, people just watch. One guy even came up and hit the guy. It's like, ha, 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 I get to join in on this. Go, you go, girl. We have this isn't just a gender problem. This is a problem with culture. We have to resolve this issue that we think that women are weak and untouchable and anything they do is actually innocent, and that men can be victims. Our society is changing, but the problem is that culture is not changing with it. And this is the sort of shit that pisses me off. I really didn't want to do any videos during my campaign, but, you know, I see something like this, I just have to say something about it. So, I mean, feminists, this is what your society looks like. Someone speaks out against what you say, you have to attack them for it. And then you have to complain that they didn't do it fast enough. You spoiled little princess. You must have been raised by, you know, a mother who gave you everything you ever wanted. Oh, you want that new iPhone? Oh, well, mommy will buy it for you. Oh, she'll wait in line for you to get it on the first day. Oh, and if she's even 10 minutes late, she's the worst mother ever. That's basically what it is. You were pampered as a child, and you now expect everyone to cater to your needs, to your desires, exactly when you want them to. And if they don't, they've insulted you. And this is the lesson that we're passing on to the future generation. If you have a vagina and you want something now, you get it. Or if you don't, it's misogyny. And trust me, feminists, you might be thinking that this is a win. This is a loss for you. Because you're transforming society in the way you want it to be, and it's going to bite you in the ass. Because you want superiority for women, and women are going to turn against you. Don't ask me how, but I know it's going to happen. And instead of taking a social responsibility of saying, you know what, men can be victims too, we should help them, we're feminists, we tell everyone we want equality, let's practice what we preach. Instead, it's like, well, we want equality for men, but we want to focus on women first, because if we solve the problem with women first, then men's issues will be non-existent. And that's the kind of bullshit arguments I hear all the fucking time. Now, yes, there are some good feminists out there. I'm friends with some feminists. I have a high respect for Christina Hoff Sommers. So I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the mainstream third wavers out there. You're all motherfucking cunts. You need to be taken out of power, and you need to be thrown into the third world so you can get a good insight on what actual abuses people suffer. And not just women. Men suffer too in third world countries. Oh, you might be saying, well, they can have up to 20 wives and women have to serve them. Yeah, the problem with that is it's a small minority of men who get 20 wives, and it's usually a majority of men who get none, who are expected to become suicide bombers, who are expected to break their backs for society, and if they happen to get married, they have to give everything to their wives. And if there's any sort of relief effort that's given to their country, it's given to the women. And if a man partakes, he's shot instantly and killed. There's a lot of abuses out there. You need to get your fucking head out of your girlfriend's vagina and actually look at the world. Anyways, this is Mad Cat signing off.